Hey guys, Paul Rochford here. I'm one of the judges this year on the Single Shot Film Challenge. I was the winner of the best film in this challenge in 2019. I was very honored to be asked to come on board this year as a judge. And I'd just like to give you a few thoughts and my ideas on what I was thinking in the judging process. What I was looking for were things like creativity, an enjoyable story, an imaginative use of the camera, and then professional or practiced looks of things. So the film that I voted for Best Picture, I feel covered all of those areas. The lighting, the set use, the location use, the acting was very professional. The fluidity of the camera movements was amazing. And you could really see that they were trying to deliver a product specific for this challenge, specific for the one-shot camera movement to go through things, and a lot of the creativity would come across. Film I voted for Best Cinematography, that was a very technical film from a camera use point of view. Their single shot, it was much shorter than the other one, but the usage of the camera in a very dynamic fashion that I had not seen before, which allowed you to be in a very different world, in a very different area, and traveling through dimension, I guess, or traveling through the world in a very interesting fashion, which I thought was amazing, and it just looked great. And you could see that there a lot of emphasis was on there. For that film, I would have suggested that you can add more to the storyline. There was no dialogue in it. There was no acting. So, I mean, there was acting from the people, but there was the story itself wasn't driven along by what was happening. There was just a lot of emphasis on the camera move, which was technically amazing and was great. And look, I would be very interested to see that story actually told in a script version. Most entertaining film. So the most entertaining film I voted for because it was a very improv style movement, which made you wonder where they were going, what was happening. The dynamic between the two characters and the two actors in it was very entertaining to watch. You wondered where they were going, and the improvised nature lent itself towards comedy very well, which made you kind of laugh at the awkwardness, the awkward silences, the movements, and it made you feel very real with it. And it was just something about it was slightly engaging. So they were the sorts of things that I went for and looked for in those areas. General advice, general comments on all of the films. All of the films were entertaining. They were all great to watch. Everybody did an amazing job. It's always hard when you are constrained by only having a single shot. My only advice to any of the filmmakers, especially in this challenge, or if you were looking at doing this challenge again in the future, is whether it's single shots or location constraints, or when you're constrained by something within your filmmaking, try to lean into that. Work the story, the direction of the actors, the camera itself, all of those things into that constraint to your advantage. It then just makes the film more interesting to watch. In this instance, I've got a single shot and I want to make sure that everything's there and everything's going to be dynamic in the movement, and my camera moves are deliberate, and it's not just I'm moving the camera around because I want to do something. I still very much believe in filmmaking that all camera moves should be deliberate, and it's not an accident that we move the camera from left to right or up or down or in or out. So have a deliberate reason for doing those. And when you're doing everything in a single shot of things, it just means that you have to dynamically think those things through. It would be the same if you were in a location that meant you were stuck in a corner or you couldn't move around because of things that you would be seeing. Really try to lean into that if that meant writing things or rewriting things as you go, to elaborate on that story just a little bit more and explain to the audience almost well, why are you doing it as a single shot, or why are we in this area? Just by showing them the creativity of things that you can do. And this challenge is a perfect example for all of you, and all of you did come up with some really interesting ways to move the camera, to get some dynamics, to get some action, which was really, really entertaining. You want to avoid the situation where there's one static camera and we're all just sort of working in front of it or moving past it. You all did lots of camera movements and lots of interesting things that help move the story along. So they're my thoughts. Hopefully, so you guys enjoyed that, and I did enjoy watching them. It's been a pleasure. Thanks very much, guys.